What is up, you guys? Welcome to another day with Spencer here on FTM Transtastic, and this week we are discussing dating pre-transition, during transition, and post-transition. I am going to try to keep this video at 5 minutes because, to be honest with you, I only have the spoons for about 5 minutes of dialogue, but there is just so much I can talk about on this topic and so much that we can go into, and just if you still have any questions or concerns about it, be sure to hit me up on all my social media sites and we can continue the conversation. But this video, I'm going to keep it down to about 2 or 3 things of things I think people should consider when dating a partner or going and dating people pre, during, and post-transition, things that I had to go, our personal experience with, or just what I've heard throughout the years. So, the first thing I want to talk about is definitely safety. What I want everyone on this channel who sees this video to know is that your identity is a gift. And you should look at your identity as a gift. The reason why I'm saying that is because... Hey, cat. The reason why I say that is because you... As we all know, especially in America, people are killed because of their identities. People are killed for being black, people are killed for being gay, people are killed for being trans, people are killed for being Jewish or anything that is not Christian. So with that being said, know that your identity is a gift and you are not obligated to share it freely with anyone. Sorry if you hear the background, my windows are open because it's hot as hell in Atlanta. Ugh. Be cautious of who you tell. And we all know that it's always nerve-wracking whenever you're on a date or out in public or whatever you're doing, and it comes to that point where you question, when is a good time to let someone know? When is a good time to tell them? And we know it because it can either be a very pleasant conversation or it can be a huge outburst, and no one wants to deal with that. So be safe when it comes to dating and meeting new people. If you're out or if you're stealth, whatever, just always be safe, build community, have friends around, you know, practice just good personal safety in these matters, because it's difficult. It's a difficult world that we live in right now as trans people, and I just want to keep everyone safe here. The second thing that I think is huge in any relationship, trans or otherwise, is communication. Communication is paramount, and it's more than just, this is my name, this is my pronouns. If you're new in transition, there's so many things that you should communicate with to your partner, and just so many things that needs to be talked about. A thing that was very helpful for me in the beginning of my relationship, have been things like, hi, you know, these are the pronouns I use, this is how I identify. Also, like, the words like handsome make me feel really attractive. I don't feel that way when you say things like sexy, or whatever the case is. And though it sounds really silly, and it feels really silly to have these conversations about different words, it goes a long way. Because when you come from a bad day or a hard day, and you come home or you get on the phone with your partner, and they know that these words make you feel better, it just it makes things sweeter to, like, hear them say something that's affirming versus something that's kind but does the opposite, you know? So communication is paramount, more than just gender. Also communicate about what words make you feel good in reference to yourself. Communicate about the words that you use in reference to your body. Communicate about the words that you want to use in reference to your relationship. Just communicate as often as you can, as much as you can. Keep an open mind and an open, you know, open tube for communication, so you guys can both grow together in a positive light. And the last thing that I guess I want to talk about or just mention, it's not really a tip or a trick, it's just something that I think many of us have come to face with or will come to face with, and that is the question of how patient, how gracious, how open do you have to be with someone who may be, I don't know, trans illiterate, is that a word? Is that what we're gonna use? Someone who just doesn't have a lot of trans knowledge. I've dated cis people who don't have a lot of trans experience or trans knowledge, and weren't great with they them pronouns, and weren't understanding of dysphoria, and weren't understanding of just the simple things like calling me their partner versus their boyfriend, things like that. And ultimately that ended the relationship because my patience ran out. I want everyone to know that they're under no obligation to educate anyone on their identity at all. We as a community have been re-traumatized enough after having to be forced to basically explain our existence to everyone on the cis world on a daily basis. We don't need to have that expectation with our partner too. However, if you believe that you have the capacity to educate someone that you're dating on trans community and your life, then by all means do so. I think a lot of these things are very easily solved with Google searches, but also I think it may have a stronger impact if they know someone in person. It's a very gray area that can cause a lot of problems, but also can cause a lot of growth. And I feel if you have the ability and the capacity to educate, and also the willingness to do so, then by all means do it. But be aware of your feelings and your emotions, and don't re-traumatize yourself. So that's all I have for you today. I'm actually over 5 minutes, oh shit, but it's fine. I'm doing fine. It's just been a very hectic week here in Atlanta, and as an American, and just in my personal life. But I'm glad to have this day to just decompress and process and take things in. I hope you guys are having a great day and are gearing up for an even better weekend. As always, if you have any questions, comments, issues, problems, concerns, please leave them down in the comment box below. It is Thursday. It is Spencer. Until next time.